It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome. We're in Honest Springs.
I kind of feel like I'm back home. It's beautiful, although
Look,
I don't know how to
you
all
see
these
that
beautiful
over there?
colors.
There's somebody's waving on that star over there.
See?
No, lower. Little upper.
There's Russ.
Russ, that's
Over there.
that's Russ with the antennas. Welcome to the midday show.
How you doing?
Not talking to you. Decided I'm not going to chit chat with you.
All right, we're going to chit-chat. We got Dana of the Ubuntu room joining us today. It's Happy Hump Day. Happy Wednesday. The set looks amazing, which means, Gato's in the house doing his magic.
Yeah. Now,
There's stuff
Togato
everywhere.
to put it back together before he leaves. There's stuff everywhere.
I know.
Now, I have a bone to pick with you and with you.
Okay.
Right on.
Because all of a sudden, you guys, remember this?
I want one.
I want one.
Well, you better have a whole lot of
want
ones.
one.
Is it one per show? If you want it, you don't get it again. What's the rules? I got 20 people. I want
which
ones.
one?
I don't know. They're just writing I want ones.
So I have one per show.
This is one per show.
That's one per show. But I also have a print, and I want one print this show as well.
Gotta love me
let's not-
some me.
Let's not complicate
this
this
one.
any more
Gotta
than my
love
one
me
week one.
some me.
I'm going to tell you from now on, when you send I want one,
Look, doesn't she kind of look like
I'm
me?
going to send it to the ladies. You saw that I sent you the gentleman from
Yeah,
Chicago,
yeah.
right? He's from Chicago. She tells me, oh, I never got it. This is what I mean about this one. So I want one is per show. So if you're watching the show and you do I want one,
Yeah.
it's for that particular show. And if you've won one, you don't get a second one. It's just we're trying to spread the love. I thought we were going to stop this altogether because they got 20 people that wrote in I want one.
Well, just send them my way. I always have something, a trick up my
No,
sleeve.
I can't do that. It's one per show. First one is.
Send it to Dana because she got so many great things, baby. She's great.
I don't want her to give all the great things away. I want one per show.
The print, I think, instead of I want one, because then it gets confusing, maybe that one should be I am
want
worthy.
the print.
I am worthy.
I am worthy. 'Cause that, excuse me, that's the message on the print. So maybe somebody comes in and says I am worthy, and then they get that print.
Maybe that will slow it down.
All right, check this print out.
That'll slow it down. People saying I am worthy.
I am worthy. I love this. I am worthy. Gotta love me some me. I am worthy. I can't wait to get into this whole yellow chakra
Yellow.
solar plexus. Had my yellow soup last night.
Okay, so does this cup go with that?
Yes.
It's the same message, but they're two separate prezzies.
Okay. Now I got to tell you, you and your cups, you're contagious. Because I had to go out and buy cups.
Look at that
I
whole
had to go
little
buy
setup
cups
situation.
because I think that this is, you got something. People like cups, they like mugs, they like sayings on the mugs. And I wanted to amplify the morning show. And until she breaks something, this is going to continue. Can you put that down? Just
Yes.
put it down.
Andrew's gonna get me these. Okay, there we go.
No, it blocked you.
I love it.
That's okay.
Get a
No,
little
no,
closer.
no, no.
How you
No,
doing?
I ain't talking to you, remember? I ain't talking to you. Here, hit him back.
He's got.
What the hell?
He's got antler things. I
Why
don't know
are you
what
wearing
he's got on.
atlas? What are you, a Martian? Wow.
Oh, it's perfect.
Wow.
All right, and there
Wow.
you go.
I'm afraid. I'm very afraid.
Anyway, happy Wednesday to you.
Very afraid. Okay, so I want one is now turned into
I am worthy for
I
the
am worthy.
print.
Yeah.
I want one for the mug. I have this. I want one. I have her sitting in my room on my morning meditations, and all the stones.
Well, the
which are
thing
so
is that you
fabulous.
guys have to keep an eye on the Facebook page. So what about Instagram? The people already I want one on Instagram. What are you gonna do about that?
We're gonna
It's got to be the first one, right?
first one. We send it, or anything else we'll send to Dana, and then maybe you guys can have a conversation and figure out what you're going to do next with it.
Dawn, notice the color of the candy, because you seem to
I know,
always pick out
I saw the candy.
yellow.
And I know if I actually ate the candy, people would go, well, like, where's
No,
my
that
candy?
goes with that.
I know it does. I know it does. And I was telling
Don't
Dana,
be
I was
eating
reading.
nothing.
I was reading the HSP book today. I'm using this as my bookmark in the book. So.
It says, I am what?
I am worthy of and empowered to pursue my purpose. I have to understand. We're going to get into all this and what it's all
No,
about.
I know. I just wanted to know, how'd you think of the cup that way? You had it made that way years ago? What is going on here?
What do you mean?
How'd you get the saying on the back?
Sayings.
So the cups are all based on the book Veda Finds Her Crown, and it's all about, again, the character and the chakra, but the affirmations are just based on that, on the solar plexus. So there's several a billion affirmations you could do for each one. I just chose the one I like the best. So I am worthy of and empowered to pursue my purpose. But like the throat chakra, I speak and live authentically. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. Root chakra, I feel safe, strong, and grounded. So I just picked my favorite and threw them on the cup.
So if a company wants you to go in and do, what do they do that when you're trying to, morale boost things, is that what you do?
Yeah, you know, I've done more. If I'm not working in the gallery and I'm working independently, it's more of like private parties. I've talked in schools. I haven't really done a company, but that would be awesome. Oh yeah, personal empowerment. That's my jam. Go in with all my stuff. You see, I got a whole curriculum here, and tailor make it to the group, the company, the group, the party, whatever.
Because I seen the way you work, and some of the comedy stuff that's going on right now is they go in there, they have nothing ready. They ask people where you're from, and the comedy begins. So they talk people, and they're including people in the audience as part of what's going on. I kind of really like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. And you do that.
Yeah.
Because you tell people and you share your stories. And so there's a company that reached out. I thought they were crazy. They reached out, and they want to do a seminar where you're going to go up there and you're going to do boost morale. And you're going to do it talking to people. Independently and individually in a massive set. So I said, I don't know if she does it. Let me ask. I says, okay. So I think it's the coolest way. So if you have a company and you want to boost morale, or you want to do the New Year thing where if you get this thing going, it's better for everybody. You bring Dana in here and let her do her magic, because everywhere we've gone, everybody say, okay, who's that mass Murata? Who's Dana? What's going on? So I think that we take all of this stuff and we do it as
I have
seminars
so
and
many
companies.
things to ask her, but I don't know whether I should ask you before your segment or after your segment. Maybe before, and then we'll lead into your segment.
Okay.
And do your whole thing. How do you keep your energy and your vibration so high? I feel like you're authentically who you are all the time like this. And I know you haven't always been like this, right? Because if you read your book, you're like, your childhood wasn't like this.
No.
So how did you get like this, and then how do you sustain it?
Oh, yeah, right? Every time I come in here, I'm coming out of my skin, right? But I have to, I sit in the car and I take a breath, because if I came in how I was truly feeling, like I would tear the walls down. And I think this, all of this, comes from my true alignment with my passion, with my excitement, with I am on my soul's purpose. So that alignment is what creates this. And it never, I'm not saying I don't get tired, but the energy never gets exhausted or depleted is the word I'm really looking for, because I am, like I said, in alignment with it. How do I stay this way? Well, I continue to eliminate the things that don't serve me and do the things that bring me joy. How did I get this way? Cleaning out the crap. And that's what I'm doing here. Like, everything is about, like, and I mentioned this last week when I was talking about joy. You do things that make you feel good. You do things, you follow the joy. And then all of a sudden something will show up that needs to be unraveled. Ooh, there's still a mommy issue, or ooh, there's worthiness issues. You have to address that. Too many spiritualists, and I'll get off my tear in a second, I can see where I'm going, but too many spiritualists are like, oh, love and light, namaste. I know I'm being irreverent, but oh, you know what I mean? Like, be the love. And the thing is you can't avoid the muck. You can't. So you have to address the muck, and then you go back in the joy, and eventually your vibration stays here, and then it'll dip when something crappy happens, and you address it, and then you go right back up. So that's what I do. Easy peasy, you know.
So sustainability, because there's a lot of people that come to us and say, okay, I got you, and they do it.
Yeah.
But then sustainability of it, so the victory is to stay there. So
Yeah.
the remarkable thing about you isn't just how you talk about it, it's how you actually walk with it. You can actually feel it, right?
Right.
You
She
feel.
sustains the energy.
So how do you sustain it? How do you go day in and day out? How do things not knock you off your perch? How is it, driving in the rain all of a sudden? How do you
Yeah.
get away from that? How do you keep away from that?
It's constant. It's mindfulness. It's really committing to yourself. I remember years back when my kids were really, really little. Remember, my kids are 15 and 16. So when they were babies, I would get up every morning at the crack, and I would put them in the jogging stroller, and I would run every morning before I went to work. And when I would go to work, people would be like, "You crazy? Why are you doing that?" Like, if I don't tend to what I need, and at that time it was moving my body in that way. Right now, not so much. Now it's walking in nature. So I'm a little bit older. But if I don't tend to me and what I need, I can't be the mother, the teacher, whatever it was I was to other people. So you sustain it only with commitment to self. And we're all on different levels. You say, always open with the same thing, right? We're all somewhere on that spectrum. So wherever it is you fall, whatever it is you need in that moment, to feel good and to be aligned, you continue to do that. Too many of us, and Dawn, I know you could probably relate to this, too many of us have been conditioned to believe that you're selfish, and that selfish is a dirty word. I'm thinking, right? We're conditioned to believe
It's like self-preservation.
yeah, but you're selfish if you do for you, and
Right.
it is self-preservation,
Right.
exactly. But we, as especially women, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't put everybody else first, you're a big jerk store, you know what I mean? So I think when we realize that the only way we could be the mother, the sister, I'll include men, the father, the employee, the CEO, whatever it is if we tend to ourselves first. And when we, whatever that looks like, self-care, whatever that looks like, and when we do that, then we have it, the cup overfloweth to give to others. And that I swear by. I had that trigger of being told I was a one-way street and I was selfish and my whole life by, again, all the people I tell in my stories. And when I put that to rest, now I'm ready not only to conquer the world for me, but to bring it to anybody who has eyes to see and ears to hear, you know what I mean?
She's such an inspiration on how she does what she does, and all your artwork and all your people. And I was setting up a pic. I got my mom a picture frame. You know these virtual ones, you send all these pictures via Wi-Fi. So I sent it out to everybody. I needed a profile picture. I went through my pictures, and Cherry pops up. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use Cherry as my profile picture, because I thought if I could, I would cut my, do my hair, look like Cherry. Like, why not? And I don't even know what her message is, but I loved her. So now I'm using your cards as my profile.
Yeah, keep doing it. Spread the love. I love it. I love it.
Who is Cherry?
So Cherry, and I'm going to talk about her in my segment more thoroughly, but the actual painting itself, her message, because they all have their little story, like Bangs is, they'll grow back, because the short bangs, but Cherry's is, you want to date with Cherry, take a number, because she's really embodied that. But her message on the cards, which I'll talk about more shortly, is acknowledge your worthiness and revel in your greatness.
Love her. I
And
love
that's
that.
Cherry.
She is just empowered with who she is, the way she stands, her hair. It's like, I got this. I am who I am. You either like it or you don't, and that's that.
Love it or leave it.
I love that. All right, I think we have a phone call or a VMix call. I'm not sure. Gordon, what do we
VMix
have? VMix caller?
With Mike Velarde.
VMix call?
Is he in? Is he on the line?
I am.
How you doing? Oh, look who's that. There he is.
Yeah.
The one, the only.
Great to see you guys. I love you guys. I missed you.
We miss you too. I understand you're going to be rejoining the AMP family again soon.
Absolutely. I just came out with a new book. I don't know if you can see it.
Other way.
Unexpected Assignment.
Yes.
Ooh.
On Amazon, on Barnes & Noble. We're going to get it into some bookstores soon. It tells the story of Secret Service Agent Bob Clement. It goes through his diary, and he has a mission to guard the Antichrist when he comes to the UN. So it's an exciting thriller that I think people are really going to love.
You wrote it?
I did.
Wow.
And so far, I've gotten all 5-star reviews on Amazon, so it's doing well. And I'm going to talk about it in my new TV show.
And it's funny because we have a channel by the name of The Editor's Desk. And it's everybody that came from that channel had very good success on there. And it's been vacant for a year or so, maybe 2 years now. And I'm going to bring them back on The Editor's Desk. So people that are on that channel, you're going to get notified. And away we go.
To interview different authors.
He's going to do whatever he does. I don't know what he does. He does a lot of things. This is the guy who, you lit your wallet on fire. You still do that?
I do. I will bring the wallet with me.
He burns money.
And you're still living
I
up
do. I
north?
bring free cash. And here's what's interesting. I don't know if I told you not, but I am up for a position in the Trump administration.
And what
So
position would that be?
I interviewed to be the commissioner of the IRS, but they told me they got that one filled, and so I'm going to be, hopefully, God willing, the Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration. It's called TIGTA, Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration. They're basically the internal police of the Internal Revenue Service.
Wow, you're
And-
a good man to know.
Yeah.
You're going to be everybody's
I'm gonna
best
move.
friend.
I'm gonna move you into my house.
So what TIGTA does, it has two main functions. One is to protect IRS agents. If they, let's say a revenue officer comes to you and tells you they're going to take your house and you tell him you're going to shoot him next time he shows up, that's when the TIGTA agents get involved to come protect the IRS agent. And the second thing they do is, let's say you have a tax problem and the tax agent says to you, hey, Freddie, just give me $5,000 and the 25,000 tax bill will go away. That's when we come in and investigate any kind of malfeasance on the part of IRS agents.
Oh, you're
TIGTA
like a
also-
ball of fresh air.
Yeah.
Joy.
And they're also involved in like helping them get their systems up, the transitioning to modern technology, that sort of stuff. So I basically have a staff of about 800 people throughout the country.
Gotcha.
And
Are
I
you
have
going to be
to do
moving
lots.
out to D.C. or are you going to stay where you are?
Now, if I get the job, I got to move, but I have to be approved by the Senate. I need
Ooh.
51 senators to say yes.
So you get sent. You have to be approved by the Senate and the House.
Not by the House, no, just the Senate.
Not by
It's a
the
Senate confirmation hearing, right? House is not
Wow.
going to do it.
That's a subcommittee or the general? The general.
No, the entire Senate.
Wow. Can I go and?
Well, you gonna
and
film it?
I want. You can't film it, but I want to go. I want to go see
you know-
that. That's history. That's
It'll
impressive.
actually be on TV. I mean, when I get to that point,
CNN.
I still have to
Sneeze.
do some more interviews, but you know,
I want to go.
mean,
I want to see you
Yeah.
get indoctorated, whatever they call that.
Wow. When do you find out, Mike?
I'll have some more news this week. I interviewed with the White House on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and the interview went well. And the feedback was they liked my resume. I was a criminal investigator for them for 22 years. In the last 15 years, I've been protecting people from the IRS. As an IRS enrolled agent, and so I got a nice skill set and a nice background for it. And my interview went very well. So now it's the next set of interviews. I'll have to interview, I think, with Scott Bessett because he'd be my boss at Treasury. He's in charge of the Treasury Department, and I'd be under him.
Wow, very
Amazing.
exciting. When are we
Yeah.
starting Editor's Desk?
Mike will be here on the 5th,
Of March?
the 6th of
Yeah.
March, I think. Yeah. We said
Yes.
that now.
Mhm.
The Mike has an entire setup there. Are you using the setup?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Gio went to Mike's house.
Right?
And
Yes.
he did this whole setup so he can interview people next to him. And all. I don't know if you're going to be able to do all this when you're up in Washington there, buddy.
I don't know if before I gotta go. Let's do as much as we can. That's how I wanna.
Oh, my God.
You know?
I can see Washington says, give me all the tapes.
Wow. Imagine.
Wow. Oh, Mike, it's nice knowing you.
Imagine that. Wow.
Congratulations, Mike.
Well, thank you. Yeah, hopefully it works out. And right now, I think so far so good. But I still got a process to go through, and Trump has to say okay and move me forward. And that'll be after a few more interviews.
And you're going to be bringing some books so you can sign for people and all of that. How do you?
Yeah.
Can you purchase it on Amazon? How do you get the book?
Yes, yeah. Amazon, MikeVelarde.com. It's also available on Barnes and Noble. That's the back end of it. But yes, Unexpected Assignment. That's it. Guarding the Antichrist. Okay, that's the book.
You do realize
Yeah.
that when they appoint you, that book is going to explode, right?
Well, I haven't. Jesse Waters is reading it right now.
Well, I want to open
And-
up a bookstore, so let me know.
And hopefully he's going to give me
Coffee shop.
5 minutes on his show. One of my buddies works for Fox News. He's one of the head security guys. So So he's reading it, and hopefully he's going to give me some time on his show, and that'll help it explode too.
Absolutely.
Wow. Absolutely. Wow.
All right. Thanks, Mike. I look forward to seeing you again.
All right, likewise.
Have a great
It was
afternoon.
a pleasure being on, and I will we'll be in touch.
We'll take care of
Sounds
business.
good. All right. We'll see you
Thank you,
soon.
Mike.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
I gotta tell you. There you go. We knew him when.
All right, let's take a commercial break. When we come back, Dana Sardano of the Ubuntu Room. Today we're talking about one of my favorite. She's spectacular. Her name is Dea. Kind of like Day, kind of like Dawn. I feel like she's intuitively me with blonde hair. All right, more to come. We'll be right back.
Discover Rosie's Garden. The collection draws inspiration from the beautiful niece of the founder, Rosie, who brought joy to many before passing too soon. Her beauty and spirit are reflected in every piece. Founded by two friends, Rosie's Garden is a female-owned brand passionate about creating stunning, elegant jewelry that embodies the concept of bellissima, the Italian word for beautiful. With a philosophy rooted in grace and elegance, the brand crafts each piece of jewelry using only the finest materials, including 18-karat gold and the highest quality craftsmanship, ensuring that every piece is a true work of art.
Finding the world's best coffee. Nothing can stop Don Pablo from getting you the rarest coffees. Traveling across continents, climbing the highest mountains, overcoming immense obstacles, all for the quest of greatness. Experience this excitement with every sip.
Looking for music that brings back the memories? True Oldies FLA is South Florida's premier destination for timeless hits from the 1960s, 70s, and 80s. Brought to you by M2 TV Network. Broadcasting across multiple FM and HD stations, including 95.3 FM in Delray Beach and Boca Raton, 95.9 FM in Palm Beach County, 96.9 FM in Broward County and North Miami-Dade, and 106.9 FM on the Treasure Coast. True Oldies, FLA. Feel good music that spans generations.
Now is your opportunity to spotlight your business at Rock Meets Soul, March the 21st at Misner Park Amphitheater. The event features Rock and Roll Hall of Famer John Oates and the Good Road Band, alongside Firefall, Radio, Randy Hall, and John Ford Coley. In partnership with the Brooklyn Cafe TV show, the evening includes exclusive red carpet interviews streamed live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, with additional promotion through True Oldies Radio on 95.3 FM and 96.9 FM. Sponsorship partners like you receive high visibility brand placement across event media, on-stage recognition, LED signage, and direct access to a passionate audience of live music fans. Become a sponsor today and put your brand center stage on the red carpet and in front of music lovers across South Florida.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
All right, we're back. So we're still in outer space. Are you holding your breath?
No, I'm watching.
What are you watching?
I'm watching. And
Okay.
I'm watching.
I got to tell you, I got a little quick story to tell you.
Oh, thank you.
I tried out for the CIA when I was 22
Really?
because I was married to Susan, yes. And they called me. And they said to me, why do you want to work for the CIA? So I'm like, why do I want to work? And I gave them all this red, white, and blue speech and all that.
Right.
And they said, no, I don't want you to tell me what you think I want to hear. I want you to tell me why you want to work for the CIA. And apparently whatever I told the guy wasn't good enough because then they would call me back.
Why did you want to work for the CIA?
I needed a job.
Spoken like a boy from the Bronx. All right. Anyway, at least you feel self-worthy enough to apply for the job at the CIA.
Right. And that's a success. That's what I was going to tell Mike. It doesn't matter if they call you or not. How many people get that opportunity to talk to the White House and everything else? That's big time.
Pretty amazing. All right, we're going to kick this over to our Wednesday segment with Dana Sardano of the Ubuntu Room. Let's roll it.
This segment has been sponsored by the Ubuntu Room. Come join Dana Sardano as she offers life-changing advice that will affect the spiritual, emotional, and physical aspects of your being. Within her easily available writings, you will find the solution you need for your problems. Tune in to the Ubuntu Room on the Brooklyn Cafe Show.
Hi, my name is Dana Sardano, and this is the Ubuntu Room. I am so glad you're here. Thank you for joining me. For those of you who are new to me and what I do, the Ubuntu Room is a place where we talk all things personal empowerment, all things spiritual development, and everything that falls in between. It's where we recognize that the power is in our hands to create the lives that we desire, and that personal empowerment and spiritual development are actually very much intertwined. And each of us on our own journey of self-discovery falls somewhere on that spectrum. It's my hope that by having these conversations, maybe I can meet you where you fall, and perhaps we can travel together. So today we are talking solar plexus chakra. A couple weeks ago, we talked root chakra, represented in red, greatest age of resonance, 0 to 7, and it's all about safety and security, stability and grounding. Then we talked sacral, represented in orange, greatest age of resonance, 7 to 14, and that's about creativity and passion, zest for life, intimacy, sexuality, sensuality, enjoyment. And today we're talking solar plexus, represented, can't see below my boobies, represented in yellow. Greatest age of resonance is from 14 to 21. And the aspects of self that correlate with the solar plexus chakra, the big one, it's the stage of identity. This is when you know who you are. And think about the developmental years, 14 to 21, that's when you're figuring it out. So this is about knowing yourself. This is your solar plexus. Remember, everything's, if you're paying attention, it comes from your gut. This is about your sense of confidence, self-worth, self-esteem, drive and ambition. This is about your belief in your worthiness and understanding that you are empowered to pursue your purpose. This is where it's at. And this is where, like I said, where you're figuring it out, where you're going to make mistakes, right? You're kind of trial and error as you move into adulthood. However, when you have your first 14 years, your root and sacral, when there are imbalances there that create insecurity, instability, guilt, shame, your solar plexus builds on that and again creates imbalances based on those imbalances. So you may have, you may have self-doubt, lack of worthiness. You may have needless worry. You may even have anxiety. You may have no drive to follow your purpose. You may be in overdrive because you have to prove something. That's how I was in all those years. I was going to prove that I was worthy and I was in overdrive. It's really, the basis is really about that self-doubt, that disempowerment, again, that lack of worthiness that leads to not only patterns moving forward, but coping skills that may not be healthy. It may lead to the need for external validation. But here's the big one, and here's what we're talking about today. The big one, I think, is when we have these imbalances, and again, we feel disempowered, we become vulnerable to external influences. So think about teenagers, right? If they don't have that grounding and that security, they become vulnerable to things that may cause them difficulties in life, whether it be toxic relationships or poor choices or social media addiction, drug abuse, drinking, whatever it is. It's because of those imbalances that they become vulnerable. Now I want to broaden the scope a little bit. And I want you to think about the people that you know, most people, most of us, have some sort of imbalance that can be brought back into balance. Have insecurities, maybe carry guilt and shame, maybe carry self-doubt, anxiety. And if you look at the people around you and look at the patterns that they're creating because of it, including yourself, now let's expand it even further. Collectively, many of us, the majority of us, feel disempowered. And as a result of that, we become vulnerable to external influences. We become vulnerable to the messages in our music or from Hollywood. Or think about advertising. They prey on the fact that we don't feel like we're enough. Look at our government. So when we feel disempowered, we are now vulnerable to those who are in power, right? So what does that do? Collectively, it makes us angry. And we regress back to those insecurities and that instability of the root chakra. We fall into survival collectively. And when you fall into survival, what happens, right? Fight or flight. So a lot of us, and listen, I don't have to tell you what's going on in the world. You know, if you have a phone in your pocket or a TV in your living room, it's pretty clear that it's chaos and mayhem out there. So if you are carrying these feelings of disempowerment collectively, you may disengage because it's too much. Or you may fall into fight and you want to fight the system or champion your cause. Or very often, because how do we do that? We feel disempowered. We turn on one another and we fight about the topic du jour, whatever they throw at us that we're supposed to fight about this week. And we fight amongst each other, which only exacerbates the disempowerment and the self-doubt and all of those things. Pretty dark, but how do we solve that? Well, we bring in our focus to the individual, to our microcosms, to our immediate family, our friends, our social groups. We start there. But the nucleus of that microcosm is you. And the only way you become impervious to those external influences is to bring yourself back into alignment. Now, there's no substitute for going back and digging through the muck, going back and looking at your root chakra, your ears, your sacral, and ultimately your solar plexus, which is the consequence of those insecurities and guilt and shame and all that. But when you do that and you bring your self-doubt into confidence and your lack of worthiness to a sense of empowerment, self-esteem, and you bring those back into alignment, and everybody does that, and they tell two friends and so on, we then become empowered as humanity, as society. And that out there ceases to exist. So, with that said, let's shift gears a little bit, because everything I do is about giving people, creating the resources for people so that they can, again, go out into the world and be empowered and be wonderful and all that stuff. But I created this deck of cards that we were talking about earlier. It's called the Ubuntu Girls Guide to Greatness. And each one of these women is a painting that I have done. And they each represent an aspect of self and about bringing these aspects back into alignment. So today, I chose Cherry. And Cherry's message is acknowledge your worthiness and revel in your greatness. We're conditioned. Don't acknowledge or don't revel in your greatness because you may intimidate somebody or you may be conceited. But really, if we're not here to be the greatest versions of ourselves and then bring our gifts to the world, then what are we here for? Like, trust me, like if I was a size 4, I'd be standing here in a bikini right now. Like, if you have the goods, flaunt them. So that is her message. I don't have time to go through all the cards, the hot tips and all of that. If you're interested, feel free to hit my website and find the cards yourself. But I do want to share with you, because I'm giving you homework, and I want to share with you some introspective questions. We talked about this when I first started the chakra thing. Grab your notebook. You're getting homework. I just want to read some of the questions. The first one, and I'll go quickly. How do I speak to myself when I fail, and what does that reveal about my self-esteem? Number 2, where in my life am I still seeking external validation, and why? Number 3, what would change if I truly believed I was enough exactly as I am? Number 4, how can I honor myself more fully on a mental, emotional, and spiritual level? And I would suggest keep a running list. Keep a running list and pluck one and apply it on the daily. And the last one, what irrational beliefs am I ready to release about my value? And when I say irrational, I'm not talking about crazy. I'm talking about what's not based in logic, what's based in emotion or imbalances. And start there, because it starts with your willingness to look at it. And then go from there. So with that said, as always, thank you for listening. Do your homework. You're worth it. And Ubuntu.
I love her. Isn't it funny that I just used her? It's like when I had the dream about the elephant sequence, and there you are. I don't know, it's like a few days before you come, I feel like I know, and I don't know what it is, but here we are.
Yeah, you're tapping into
I feel like
all
I'm
of this.
tapping into you.
Yeah.
No, isn't that kind of crazy?
cool.
Tapping into all
At least
of
I'm not
this.
tapping into you. I'm tapping
No,
into her.
I'm still not talking to you.
You're still not talking to me. Which is so empowering. I think about the ages of 14 to 21 and why I know this is one of like my weakest chakra. I know that. And why? What was I doing? Dating and all those things and looking, I guess, I didn't realize you're looking for outside approval, but I think the approval was, I guess, from a parent. Do you like who I'm dating? Because the next step in our generation was to get married, right? So your parents had to like or approve of what you were doing. Were you the good girl? Were you dating the right person? Were you on this path of college of where you're supposed to be back in the 80s? It was different than it is now. And all those years, I'm like, wow, that's really interesting of where I was seeking outside validation, I guess. And what my dad was like, oh, you can't do that, and you can't do that, you shouldn't do that. And I'm like, I wonder what my sister's issues
You had
are.
a lot of people in your brain. A lot of people went
And my
to space.
sister's the opposite, and she's like, whatever to you. You know my sister,
Yes, I know her well.
right? She'd have a few choice letters to use on those, but it's so super interesting of what those years represent.
Yeah.
Well, it's also the vote of confidence for yourself, right? You gotta believe in yourself to be able to get to a point that you're looking for other people to approve of you, or do you turn it around and just take their approval and not your own? So you gotta align it. You gotta, if it's out of place, you gotta make sure that you know it's out of place, and then you go for it. I mean, the difference here is that you can attach all of this to everybody,
Yeah, for sure.
and everybody brings a different story, a different need.
Yeah.
For lack of better words.
But at 14 to 21, like I remember what I was doing or not doing, but where I was seeking approval. You remember where you were?
Oh, well, I remember well, and it was, mine is the exact opposite. You were on the fast track to, again, going to college, getting married, doing those things. I was, remember, I told you my sacral chakra years. So I was just trying to stay alive those years, but I was incorporating a lot of the beginnings of my unhealthy patterns. I mean, I'm not going to lie. There was a lot of drug abuse. There was a lot of seeking validation, through the arms of another. You know what I mean? There was all of that. But based on what you were saying about how this is where you learn, I think something's really important for people to understand, because I was in education from the mid-90s to 2017, and I watched how the parenting changed with kids. Right? In the 70s, they'd give you a hose, go make you stand outside, and it changed. And what I think is, when we were kids, a lot of us, when we didn't have the supervision, raised by wolves, they always say, we made our mistakes, but there was really a support system to help us process those mistakes and bring ourselves back into alignment in real time. Again, you were there, whether you experienced it or not, you understood the mentality. And then the pendulum swung to, I mentioned before, the puppy syndrome, where everybody gets a trophy. And so the kids weren't allowed to make mistakes because the mothers, my husband says chopper 9. Like every time I try to zero into my kids, he's like, oh, the helicopter's coming in, So you got these helicopter parents that aren't giving the kids the opportunity to make the mistakes. And then if you don't learn from them, there's no growth. So you got the not able to reconcile the imbalances, not even able to have the experiences. We're all going to trip and fall down, but to have the support system to put it back together, I think is really the perfect storm. The answer to all of it.
I like the fact that men also, it's changed for us.
I bet
The amount of responsibility and understanding Because sometimes you have to look at what's in front of you before you can fix it. And sometimes you don't know how to fix it.
Yeah.
And I don't care what guys say. Guys marry somebody, and the guy will always say, what did she say? What did mom say? It always comes down to that. And I know that the people
What did
that
mom
say,
say, or what did your
what
wife
the
say?
wife say. When the kids are asking questions. It's always about the mom. Because guys, they think they run the house, they run around the house, they run under the house. They don't run the house. And it's interesting how men have changed, because the responsibility now for wife and children is a whole different world than when my parents, when I was growing up. And I went and I spoke to my mother, and I tried to speak to my dad. I ended up speaking to my sister back in the day. She gave me, she put me in a dress, but she gave me more understanding of a lot of things about what I was feeling. So I had somebody to bounce it off. Yeah. But today, these kids, they have such a hard time finding anybody, mom or dad, finding friends. Have you noticed, we used to ask, if you knew that a friend of yours was doing something illegal, you rat them out? They won't. They just won't, because that's their support system. They'll tell you, no, I'm not a rat, but they don't tell you why. So there's so many different things happening right now. And I look at all the colors around you. It just reminds me that, for me, colors are souls. And you have so many souls around you, so many different things happening so fast. Like the morning show, overthinking, doing it fast, one thought in, another thought out, sometimes two thoughts in, no thoughts out. And it becomes complicated. It becomes complicated because you begin to get frustrated. You just don't understand these things. And every time you come in, it's another flashback. And you keep doing this to me, which is it's really strange. The cups was one thing, but it's just strange, some of the stories that you say. And my sister now is present with me, and she's talking to me about all the things that I wanted to go through as a male, the expectations, the outside acceptances. I mean, I went to NYU when I was 16. What else was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to be president at 21? I don't know, you know?
She's like a giant bag of Skittles.
She is, and you bring out a lot of emotions. And people should take the information. You should take a look, you sit down, and sort of think about what you're putting out there, because that medicine is good medicine. And if you can work it from there, and if you want to come to the studio, she's here every Wednesday.
Yeah.
And you want to sit and talk to this lady, because a lot of people don't write me. Talk to her. Don't send messages to me. Mimi, come down from New York if you want to talk to her. It's just worth it. It's just really worth it. It'll change your life perhaps for a minute, or a minute and 1 second, or for the rest of your life. You never know.
Oh, wow. Wow. Thanks.
And the whole curriculum it's incredible. Tell me about the book, Veda Gets Her Crown.
So Veda Finds Her Crown. This was the first one I actually ever wrote. Like I had sat down, this is when I was in the gallery, and I wanted to write a book for children. Remember, my kids were like 9 or 10 at the time. And the first half of the book is a little story about Veda. Veda she represents the third eye chakra, and she lost her crown chakra. And she goes on, this little, it's kind of like a Wizard of Oz. She picks up a chakra along the way. So she finds her friends and she enlists them. And with each friend that she enlists, you learn a little bit more about them. And each color represents a different chakra in the imbalance of that chakra. And it tells a story. She finds her crown in the end because she had it with her all along. Everybody knows the story. But at the end, or the second half of the book, is it's like a workbook.
I was going to say, that's a workbook.
It's a workbook. So it gives you an opportunity to, I'd say, understand the third eye chakra. It talks balance, imbalance. It talks about crystals and tips and tools and stuff. It gives you a place to journal, open-ended questions, and it gives you an opportunity to, again, the kids in real time, to really understand, process their emotions, just learn how to just again reconcile their imbalances. And adults can go back retroactively. I've done workshops for adults with this. I also, very excited, I wrote a 9-week curriculum for teachers that they could apply it to their class. And it's just right now, I'm waiting to publish it, but it's in a PDF. And it's at the printer now because I want to bring it and show you guys, because I think homeschoolers or teachers that have kind of like more broad curriculum can utilize this in the classroom. So that's a story.
I don't know where to start with her. I wish when I was coaching kids that I had known you, because I used to separate the kids from the parents. The kids belong to the coaches, but the parents belong to me, because they had to learn how to communicate with their kids, who became student athletes, even though they were 9 or 7 or 10, depends on what age group. And mom and dad had to understand that adding them to practice and being fatigued, homework, all of that, we had to sort of work on that. And the kids were trying to express to the parents things that they were talking about themselves, but they never sat down to figure out their kids. You know, I used to always say, if you think you know your kid, man, think again, because you don't. You really don't. And that's not an insult to parenting. It's just that kids have their own way of doing things. But if you get closer, if you can just say it a little bit closer, this would work. And I love that concept for adults. If you got a company, bring Dana in. Do a seminar for your workers. And you're going to see that a happy worker is going to produce better for the company. That's the way the math works, right?
That's what I mentioned in my segment. You know, we look at the big picture and we look at our groups, but the microcosm is really all that matters, and you as the center of it. If every individual aligned themselves, people try to put Band-Aids. Oh, we got to fix it with a Band-Aid. No, you got to get to the root of it, and you got to get to the core of it. And I used to do seminars with my old business partner called Core to Credo. And I did all the core stuff with my 10 rec stuff when we worked with, actually I lied when I said I didn't work with businesses. I can't even believe that. I just blacked that out. But and she did the Credo stuff because she was a brander and a marketer, and she did all the external stuff. But it's got to work. The only way anything is going to work is from the core to the Credo.
True that.
Yeah.
You know, when I took care of Freddie and Gio in school, and the school called me, I always dreaded what's going on. Now, I had good kids. Freddie had one fight in school in his whole career that I can remember. Gio had none. But the object of the aim was, are they safe? Is everything okay? And you always have that in the back of your mind. Now, when you're in sales and you're doing presentations and you have that in the back of your mind, you always look at your phone and make sure everything is clear. And my kids and I, we used to communicate. I wanted to know what was going on in their life, and they felt comfortable enough to tell me what was going on. So that was good because I was telling them what was going on in mine. But there's so much communication that isn't spoken among parents and kids. There's so much information that you have around you that I encourage people, whether it's one-on-one or it's a master group. I think it's important. Just learn a little bit about what's going on in your kid's life. Learn a little bit about what's going on in the person next that you work with next to you. Learn that. Yeah. And you're going to be a whole lot more happy. If you can't learn that, just talk to Dana one-on-one.
I can't wait to see this curriculum, because how great would it be for schools to integrate at a young age?
That's amazing.
To be able to, it's like when you have a child who's autistic, who's self-stimming, to be able to soothe themselves at whatever core they're at and not just bury it or throw more dirt on top of it until you are like this big mush pot right into the muck. And then you're our age and you're trying to figure out, why am I so mucky sometimes?
Mucky. That's
mucky.
an interesting word.
Remember the dirt cups? Because back in the day there was no healthy dessert for kids. At Fridays they would make these like dirt cups, and it would be dirt and the worms and all these things were layers. Like, that's what I'm thinking of. We just layer the dirt or the pudding and more dirt and more gummies and more things till you're just like this big mush pot, and you can't figure out how to validate yourself, and you look for external validation because you don't know from a child that you are always enough. But it's all the outside noise. So teaching it at a young age is so critical. Yeah. It's so important. And you can try to fix us at this age, but if you don't have to fix it and you learned it from the beginning, how much better is that? It's like everything I learned in kindergarten, right? It's your core values, that you're always worthy, you're always enough. Yeah. That's amazing.
Isn't it?
I love that.
It's exciting. And I do think, at our age, like, the adult, it's best to know who you are, because again, you always have to be interacting with others, having relationships. So it's best, and we parent from our own dysfunction. So if we don't get it together, how are we going to share it with the children? But you're right. You get the kids right out of the wrapper and you teach them this stuff.
You got a shot.
Their life is a lot easier.
You got a better shot at it. Yeah.
Better shot at it. Yeah. We're, I don't want to say lost causes, but it takes a lot more Band-Aids.
It's a lot more Band-Aids, right?
Totally.
Unless you do it reasonably. If you tell somebody.
We're plugging the dam.
Or some of the people, you tell them the truth and they don't like it, that's okay. Take a deep breath and let's go again. There isn't anything that you can't change. There are only things that you don't want to change. There's a big difference in life. Yeah. My sister and my entire family, and in my generation were all working for the Board of Ed. So can you imagine growing up with 200 teachers around you?
That's one of the reasons why you're so aligned.
No,
that and of course the dress and the lashes. I mean that.
Well, they don't know about that part until I met you.
No, but teachers are there. That's a
All
great
teachers.
support system.
They were all teachers. You met Big D. You met all teachers. And one day the Board of Ed brought me in because they started a bowling league with 21 different teams of 4. And I went in there, and my sister, I said, Mimi, this is horrible. What are you doing here? So I took over that whole league. That league went on for 11 years with the Board of Ed. It was unbelievable the way the teachers used to, and they were so unified, because it was them against the world, because they were trying to implement teaching techniques, and the Board of Ed was really a tough place at the time. But I love this. I'm very sensitive to things that are new, especially for kids. It gives them an upper hand, or at least an opportunity. I always say to Dawn, give me the bad kids, or what they think are bad. Give me them. Those are the ones that we have to help, not the straight A student like these guys. These are straight A's. I don't need that. I mean, they just put the work on and let them get to work. But the kids that are having a hard time relating, those are the ones that I want to reach out and say, let's try something different.
Yeah, how do people find you?
You can find me at ubuntufishgallery.com. UBUNTU fishgallery.com, and or anywhere on social media. My name is Dana Sardano. Just plop it in, and there I am.
UBU, Ubuntu. How do you like that?
UBU.
UBU.
Oh, look at you.
UBU, Ubuntu.
She's on another planet.
Ubuntu. But you know why I am?
She's in that
Because
star right over there.
I went out, and I had to, sometimes my mind says you just have to leave and go someplace, and he knows, he hates it when I do it, but I do. And I have to go drive someplace to figure out what I'm doing next. And then it kind of just clears my head.
Yeah.
UBU,
UBU.
Ubuntu. More to come on the other side of this commercial break, and we will be right back.
Our preschool team provides personalized education and therapy services that are specifically designed to meet the unique needs of our children. These students are overcoming medical conditions that have been affecting their physical abilities since birth. Our specialized teacher and therapists understand the critical role that occupational and physical therapy play in helping these young children to develop essential skills in their early education program. We like for the children to leave us as shining stars and enter the big world of kindergarten.
Welcome to Working Nurses Home Care, where your private care is our priority. We provide medical and supportive private duty care all under one agency serving Broward, Palm Beach, and the Treasure Coast. From long-term care and companionship to recovery support, our nurses, therapists, and home health aides are here for you. We accept most major insurances including United Medicare, Aetna, Humana, Oscar, Cigna, and Medicare. Count on us for care that you can trust. Call Broward at 954-916-7458 or Palm Beach at 561-409-0767. Visit us at www.workingnurseshomecare.com. At Working Nurses Home Care, we are here to serve and support.
Welcome to La Mesa Cafe Bistro, where every cup has a story. From freshly brewed coffee to comforting, flavorful dishes, it's the perfect place to slow down and savor the moment. Open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. from Tuesday to Saturday, and 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sunday and Monday. Stop by and taste the difference at 48 Northeast 1st Avenue, in Boca Raton.
Imagina que este es tu dinero y alguien te lo quiere quitar. ¿Quién es? El IRS. Adivina qué, quieren tu dinero y pueden tomarlo. Todos si quieren. Entonces, ¿qué haces? Usted contraataca dejando que nuestro equipo de expertos lo resuelva con el IRS para poder conservar su dinero. Llame ahora mismo y aprende gratis cómo podemos ayudarte a volver a ponerlo en tu bolsillo. 5 minutos de tu tiempo pueden ahorrarte miles de dólares.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Every year on February 11th, National Guitar Day honors one of the most iconic and versatile instruments in music history, the guitar. From the soulful strums of acoustic melodies to the electrifying riffs of rock and blues, the guitar has shaped countless genres and influenced generations of musicians and fans alike. This day celebrates creativity, passion, and the power of music to connect people across cultures and generations. Whether you're a beginner learning your first chord, a student mastering new techniques, or a professional performing on stage, National Guitar Day is a reminder of the guitar's enduring impact. It's the perfect opportunity to pick up an instrument, play your favorite song, explore new styles, and appreciate the artistry that this remarkable instrument brings to the world.
On this day in 1586, Sir Francis Drake with an English force captures and occupies the Spanish colonial port of Cartagena de Indias for 2 months, obtaining a ransom and booty. On this day in 1808, Jesse Fell burns anthracite on an open grate as an experiment in heating homes with coal. This would eventually have the effect of jump-starting the U.S.'s Industrial Revolution, as the grate made burning coal a much better alternative to burning wood. On this day in 1929, the Kingdom of Italy and the Vatican signed the Lateran Treaty, which recognized the Vatican as an independent state. On this day in 1990, Nelson Mandela is released from Victor Verster Prison outside Cape Town, South Africa, after 27 years as a political prisoner.
See reflections on the water, more than darkness in the depths. See him surface and never a shadow. On the wind I feel his breath. Golden eye, I found his weakness. Golden eye, he'll do what I please. Golden eye, no time for sweetness, but a bitter kiss will bring him to his knees. You'll never know how I watched you from the shadows as a child. You'll never know how it feels. The tears. See him move through smoke and mirrors. Feel his presence in the crowd. Other girls, they gather around him. If I had him, I wouldn't let him out. Golden eye, not lace or leather. Golden chains, take him to the spot. Golden eye, I'll show him forever. It'll take forever to see what I've got. You'll never know how I watched you from the shadows as a child. You'll never know how it feels. found his weakness. Gonna night, he'll do what I please. Gonna night, no time for sweetness, but a bitter kiss will bring him to his knees. Gonna night, not lace or leather, golden chains take him to the spot. Gonna night, I'll show him forever. It'll take forever to see what I've got.
And that is the music of Kendra Erica. We're just talking about the simplicity of that video, right? The silhouette, the James Bond girl in her hotel room that was shot, which was spectacular. She's opening this weekend, Freddie, in Vegas?
In Vegas, yeah, Saturday.
All right, so check it out. She's at the Circle, I think it is.
Yes, and there are tickets available on her website, kendra.com.
All right, and we got Dana joining me. Freddie's on set over on the other side of the theater with Dawn DeMarco Book, host of Faith Stories. And our social media crew are over at the table. They're going to fill us in on what is going on. All right, Sydney and JJ and Jasmine, what's happening in the social media realm?
Well, today we've just been really working on the magazine, working hard on it to finish it up this week.
Yes. It's getting released this
Tell
Friday.
us what's in the magazine this week.
We have the Grammys. We have the Grammys. We are talking about the Super Bowl. We have we're highlighting that woman that came in. What was her name? She's Megan Rebecca. We have all sorts of people in the magazine. Yeah, it's really fun. I really like writing in the magazine because it comes from the heart. You know, we're not really using like ChatGPT and AI and stuff. It has soul, you know, and that's what I love most about it. But yeah, we're focusing on social media, trying to get more people to read and expand the whole thing, you know.
Expand the foundation as a whole.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
what we've been really talking about today, trying to figure out, you know, how to advertise it more and just let people know exactly what we do outside of the magazine, because, you know, social media isn't all that we do. We have interns that, you know, camera work, soundboard, so, you know, we're working hard on just making sure that our audience, you know, knows about them too, and, you know, everything that we do, not just the magazine.
Right.
The Miami Foundation in December gave us some monies when we applied for the Give Miami Day, and part of their foundation gave us monies for positive journalism. And I thought, wow, someone actually took the time to look up who we are and what we do and to promote positive journalism. And I feel like if we were recognized by one foundation about that, I feel like that's our purpose. We need to really, and we do stand by it. But I want other people to understand why you guys do what you do and what you do and how you do it. And it's not just, you know, we're here promoting other companies, which of course we do, but through your heart and your soul, it's about positivity and good, clean, positive journalism.
Right. Yeah, we definitely agree, and I think it made us feel very special, you know, just donation stuff. It's like, yeah, like you said, like we were making a difference, and I think that seeing like kind of proof of it has like inspired us more, kind of woke us up again.
I love that.
We have more energy now, and just feels like more purpose to it.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't know, I get excited because there's always something new happening around here. There's always something new to write about. We have all these creative people that come in, and we have we're all creative, you know. There's something just positive about it, and that's why I like to write about it.
You know, the artwork, the color, the vibration, the music, everything in this studio, we're not just about green screens, right? It's about creativity and finding your soul, and you're filling your chakras and a bag of Skittles, whatever it takes. And you guys are fantastic.
Yeah. Thank you. You know what I love, though? I love what you said about the ChatGPT. Because I used to teach English. I taught English for years to high school students. And you see the transformation of people forgot how to think, and they just plug it into the computer.
Right.
And when I've written books, I would get so frustrated because people would just throw some ideas, and the ChatGPT would write their books for them. But I understood that people who want soul and people who want to ignite their soul recognize soulful. So I think kudos to you guys for not succumbing to the AI ChatGPT thing.
Yeah.
and sticking to what your soul knows. Keep doing that because that pays off. You'll find your people.
Yeah, it's definitely easy to just, like, when you get frustrated, just thinking, like, dang.
Plop it in, right?
But never, because, we take a lot of pride, and even though it takes long sometimes, like, some days it's very slow, we might not have a lot of ideas, but in the end, the outcome is definitely worth it, just to take our time and curate it how we really want to. So,
and it's yours.
Yeah, it is
yours,
all the way ours.
Yes,
that's the best part. I have a different
story. I think I like that. The most I like about it is that it's personal. It's not about like getting the stuff from AI and popping it in.
Yeah, and I think
when you read it, it's has soul, it's personal.
It's your expression.
Yes.
And I think that the audience will see too, as we keep doing it, like you can tell like which pages are written by us. Me and Jasmine have our own style in writing, so like I can look at it and just tell without even reading it, she did that page. So it's really cool. It's fun.
You guys have your bylines on there and who the articles are written by?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Sure do.
We're also going to be sending out the crew. Her and Snoopy's the other one. They're going to be sending them out with somebody with a camera so we can sort of find stuff. Maybe Meisner, because March 21st we have that event. And we should talk about all the people in Meisner that are going to be part of this event, whether they like it or not, because people are going to have to eat and go somewhere for the concert before and after, right? So I want to send the crew out with the banner, the flyer, and go out there. There's a couple of other secret weapons I'm going to give you to talk to them about pies and everything else.
Okay.
Because I think that they're unique. They didn't plan for this piece here. I spoke to Sydney. I said to her, I need to have a foundation piece once a week, correct?
Yes.
I says, and use everything at your disposal to get it done, because that foundation is what fuels the engines in here. And you look around. Don't look over there, but look around everything else. That's what it's all about, is getting the word out and getting it out creatively. And it's not about being afraid of using AI. It's about learning how to use it. I don't want to say manipulate it, but learning how to work with it.
Use it as a tool.
That's right, because you still have to have the ideas for it to work.
Because I have to say, personally, I can't write worth a diddly squat, so that's a gifting that you guys have. So I use it as a tool. I write everything out, but then I have it polish it, because how I speak is how I write, and I know that's not a good way.
Well, you can write like that. That's first person.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, okay, I write like that. I write like that in the magazine. It's very personal.
Yeah, it does depend.
I love it.
You'll know. Oh, it's Dawn.
It works.
I think most people write the way they speak.
Do you?
Yeah.
I do all the time.
Okay, I know.
But it doesn't bother me. I don't care if there's a big L, small L. To me, listen, the word is, you get the message.
Right, yeah.
You don't get it. And sometimes I do it on purpose. I did a video on purpose.
I know.
With it was all wrong. There were people with 3 arms. There were people with 2 heads.
Oh, y'all, let me just share. My brother, God bless him, he did a video of my wedding all those years ago, right? And when he watched it back, I was like this big. I was very large, and my sister-in-law said, "Don't worry, it's Dawn, she'll be fine." I found it to be the funniest thing. I laughed my butt off. It was like, I couldn't stop laughing.
It's true. Sometimes you do it on purpose.
Well, yeah, he didn't, but
sometimes you say it's on purpose.
Right.
My wedding video came in, my second wedding came in a year and a half later, and it was 2 other people.
Oh, God. Hello.
I says, I love it. It was 2 other people.
That doomed your marriage right there.
The writing was on the wall. But ladies, congratulations. Keep the good work up.
Thank
awesome.
you. Fantastic job. Nice job. All right, so I'm looking at Dana's cards at Cherry. I love Cherry. I don't know why. I just think she's so amazing. So, hot tip. And it's funny because I say this to my daughter all the time. My daughter's grown. She's 33, almost 34. She's a teacher. She's graduating with her master's in art therapy this year, so I'm really proud of her. But she'll say things that aren't so positive about herself. And I always say, would you say that to your best friend, which is on the back of this card? Of course not. Would you say this to your partner? Would you say this to your daughter? If not, then why would you say it to yourself? And she always says, I don't know. Like, if you wouldn't recommend someone else saying it. If you would have an issue with them, why would you say it to you? And it's so funny to see it in print on the other side of Cherry, because it's true. We're so hard on ourselves, and yet we would never accept somebody saying that about themselves. We'd be like, what? Like, why would you say that about yourself?
Yeah, I think about with my children, the way I build them up and nurture them and speak to them. Don't misunderstand. Every once in a while, I need to drop the hammer. But just in general, and when I think about when I speak poorly to myself, I would never say that to them.
No.
So we just had, these are just reminders.
There's
true. Nothing that in these that we don't know on some level, but this is, and when it's in writing, it's official.
But then at the bottom you say, you don't just leave you hanging. You say, then reframe the thought with kindness. And it just should bring you back to your purpose. You know what, I shouldn't say that to myself, and I wouldn't accept it from my child or my best friend or my partner. So how do I reframe that thought with kindness of what you just said? So I love how, because once your mind reframes it, that's what you remember versus the negative thing that just came out. At least you should.
No, I'm just laughing because I'm thinking, talking to myself, you suck. All right, let's reframe it. You just suck right now, but you won't suck in 5 minutes. Okay.
Well, hold on a second. I'm sorry. What was that? You reframe what when you say what?
Reframe the negative thought.
So when you said something to me today, are we reframed yet? just checking. I'm just checking.
I said it because I know you knew what I was going to say.
Oh, absolutely.
You knew what I was going to say to that situation, though, then, right there.
But no, I didn't expect that. That was like, refrain. You know what? Take your time. Don't worry about it. Take your time.
Reframe it. So with kindness. It's all about being kind. But I said something to Aaron. He goes, Mom, I'm so sorry that I disappointed you. I go, no, honey. You don't disappoint me. The situation disappointed me, because everyone gets a trophy. I don't ever want anyone to feel like they've disappointed me. Maybe the situation or the action or something that occurred was disappointing. No.
But all of this is just stuff, like I said, that we take for granted. And I say it all the time. The first step is just looking at yourself. Because we don't do that, because we distract ourselves and we're, we numb ourselves. Oh my God. But when we just take the time to ask ourselves the questions and look at ourselves, we realize that we all do it. I said last week, none of us are special. We're all in this thing together. It's just about being aware of this and willing to do something about it.
But these are great. Check it out. You be you, Ubuntu.
You be you.
For a second, because people are writing in, they want to know how many different places are we? Because they see all the different changes and everything else. And Gato's the one that put this whole thing together. And I wanted him to explain, what is it, what do you, when you come in here and when you don't have a flat tire.
And I came in today and like you guys said, you don't want to stay stagnant. You don't want to be sitting. And my job is to try and make that happen. And I say job, it's more like a task, because I'm like, I don't really think it's a job. I think it's fun having this set up. You're not good. I have the time to do it. I kind of kick myself if I didn't try it. And in this case, I just find it exciting. I don't find moving furniture or like moving the cameras around hard or difficult. Like I tell everyone here, as long as you remember what everything goes to, you can play around with it like it's a toy. Because at that point, it's all just fun here.
Yeah, except that when you leave and people want it, everybody's like, well, wait a minute, did he do this, he do that? But anyway, I got a gift for you. I got a present for you.
Okay.
So we are going to try the Air Studio.
Choosing the time to do it where I'm going to be like sweating, because now the heat's back.
No, we're going to put the tent up.
Still
going to be hot.
Still, you chose the wrong time to do this.
I've been sitting out there all week. True, Dawn?
Okay.
You can tell the world. I've been sitting out there. I've been sitting out there all week. True, Dawn?
Okay.
You can tell the world. I've been sitting out there. Go ahead, tell them.
I'm laughing when it says you'll see. It's like, what?
Okay. So what I would like to do is I'd like to change the cups and get rid of them. I mean, who the hell keeps cups for 7 years?
I do. I collect certain sayings.
That's okay. They're in a box. You can take them home, collect them, put them. Other fact, I got a deal on 20 cups.
Well, that's probably why. Because they put it on the wrong side. Did you tell them?
Yeah. I wrote a Google. Now they're begging for forgiveness.
Well, they need to send you 20 more with the correct logo.
But the odd.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what's the problem with the cup? I'm lefty.
Oh, there you go. My brother's a lefty.
So,
and he would be happy with that.
I was a lefty, and my mother turned me into a righty. I want to be like the studio is today. I want to be able to move around. and move things and do the air studio. And I love the word air studio because it reminds me of Michael Jordan. But the object of the game here is not to stay stagnant. So my partner here, what did she do yesterday? Oh, call in and get a mug. Well, you call in and you get that mug. You ain't getting this mug. Not yet.
I want one.
I want one.
I want one. I want one, or I am worthy.
So funny.
So they
Wow.
started this I Want One campaign.
Oh.
But you didn't specifically say who gets it. So if you go on Instagram, you go on TikTok, you go everywhere that we are,
Right.
and everybody's writing I want one. So I said to Dana, you're going to have 20 I want ones. I don't know who is first, who is second, third.
What's on fourth? I mean,
The person who's first is the one that you see first.
Well, is that the way it works?
That's the way it works. That's the way it works.
that were like she had the handstand, she's the arms, the guns that she has. Boy, I tell you, she's amazing. I'm really
Sounds like a
excited to
great
interview
show.
her. Yeah,
Sounds
it's
like
going
a
to be an
great
awesome show.
In the lobby, he's looking at the fan. He's like, I said, lobby, he's looking at the fan. He's like, I said, are you okay? What
Yes,
is
that's
it?
exactly what it was. So I had to pull Jay off one thing, put him on another one. Thank goodness G-Man comes in because it was just insanity. Gate here, or